Hey, innovators and creators, have you ever wondered, why do some people seem endlessly creative while others get stuck waiting for original ideas to appear? In Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, we discover that creativity isn't about inventing something from nothing. It's about borrowing, remixing, and transforming what already exists into something powerfully your own. Today, we'll explore timeless lessons and stories, from Shakespeare's borrowed tales to Leonardo da Vinci's fearless curiosity, from Mary Shelley's stormy night masterpiece to Newton's miracle year in isolation, that show us how creativity truly works. Welcome back to Read with Joy, where books don't just inspire, they spark action. Let's unlock our creativity, embrace influence, and make work that's bold, authentic, and uniquely ours. Let's begin. Chapter 1, Steal Like an Artist. Why can't we come up with something completely original? Because nothing is created in a vacuum, every artist borrows from the past. Originality is really just influence transformed into something new. When we picture Shakespeare, we often think of a pure genius creating stories out of thin air. But the truth? He was a master borrower. Romeo and Juliet was based on a tragic poem, Hamlet on an Old Norse saga. Yet Shakespeare didn't just copy, he transformed. He turned forgotten tales into living dramas, full of passion, jealousy, ambition, and revenge. His genius wasn't inventing from scratch, but remixing the past and making it timeless. That's not plagiarism, that's the art of turning influence into originality. Lesson: don't wait for a brand new idea. Remix what inspires you into something fresh. Chapter 2. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Why should I begin when I don't even know who I am yet? Because waiting to find yourself keeps you stuck. Identity comes through action, not before it. Long before he was hailed as a genius, Leonardo da Vinci was just a curious boy, illegitimate, uneducated, and with little status. At 14, he entered Verrocchio's workshop in Florence, not to paint masterpieces, but to grind pigments, sketch, and observe. What set him apart wasn't instant brilliance, but endless curiosity. He dissected animals, studied water and flight, filled notebooks with experiments, and failed often, only to try again. Leonardo's genius wasn't born overnight. It evolved through years of disciplined curiosity, proving that greatness begins not with certainty, but with the courage to start. Lesson: clarity comes through creating. Start now, and identity will follow. Chapter 3. Write the book you want to read. Why should I create something just for myself? Because passion fuels your best work. When you create for yourself, you create honestly. In the stormy summer of 1816, a group of young writers gathered in a villa in Switzerland. Among them was 18-year-old Mary Shelley, sitting with Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley. To pass the time, they challenged each other to write ghost stories. Mary could have laughed it off, but instead, she began crafting a tale of death, reanimation, and the dangers of human ambition. She wasn't chasing fame. She was writing the story she wished existed, a haunting reflection on science, suffering, and what it means to be human. From that stormy night came Frankenstein, not just a ghost story, but the birth of science fiction itself. Lesson: create what excites you. Your taste is your strongest compass. Now pause and think. Are you waiting for a perfect original idea? Or are you willing to start by remixing what you love and learning along the way? Chapter 4, Use your hands. Why can't I just think my way into being creative? Because ideas need to be shaped physically to come alive. Hands-on work unlocks insights your mind alone cannot. In his workshop, Michelangelo faced a giant block of marble, just a rock to others, but a hidden figure to him. He didn't just dream it. He carved, sanded, and struggled until form emerged. For Michelangelo, art wasn't theory, it was battle. His back ached painting the Sistine Chapel, his hands stiff from sculpting David. He believed the heart may imagine beauty, but only the hands can set it free. His genius lived not in ideas alone, but in the muscle memory of making, until stone and ceiling alike whispered creation. Lesson: creativity lives in your body. Use your hands, not just your head. Chapter 5: Side projects and hobbies are important. Why waste time on hobbies that don't fit my main goal? Because hobbies refresh your creativity. What feels unrelated often sparks your biggest breakthroughs. By day, Benjamin Franklin was a busy printer. But when the presses stopped, his curiosity lit up. Music, inventions, weather, even electricity. One stormy day, he flew a kite with a key, chasing lightning itself. It wasn't for money or fame, it was wonder. That experiment reshaped how we understood nature. Franklin never stayed in one lane. His side projects gave us the lightning rod, public libraries, diplomacy, and even the U.S. Constitution. He wasn't just a specialist, he was a collector of fascinations. And that curiosity made him one of history's most influential minds. Lesson: your hobbies can unlock hidden creativity, don't ignore them. Chapter 6: Do good work and share it. Why isn't doing good work enough? Because ideas only matter when others see them. Sharing turns work into impact. Charles Darwin spent over 20 years studying plants, animals, and fossils, quietly shaping his theory of natural selection. But doubt held him back. He kept it hidden. Then came Alfred Russel Wallace, who reached the same idea. Suddenly, Darwin had to act. In 1859, he published On the Origin of Species, a book that forever changed how we see life on Earth. Darwin's story reminds us, discoveries don't change the world in silence. They change it when they're shared. Lesson: don't hide your creations. Share them so they can inspire and grow. Now think again. Are you keeping your creativity locked inside, or are you ready to build, play, and share, even if it feels imperfect? Chapter 7: Geography is no longer our master. Why does it matter where I live if I'm talented? Because today, ideas can travel anywhere. Borders don't limit creativity anymore. At 22, Isaac Newton was sent home to his family's farm in Woolsthorpe. No teachers, no labs, no bustling city, just solitude. But that quiet year became his most productive. With a prism, he unlocked the secrets of light. He sketched the foundations of calculus. And while watching apples fall, he imagined gravity itself. Later called his miracle year, it proved greatness isn't bound to universities or cities. Newton showed that with curiosity and discipline, even a farmhouse can become the center of the universe. Now, with the internet, anyone can connect and share, no matter where they live. Lesson: don't wait for the right place. Create where you are. Chapter 8: Be nice. The world is a small town. Why does kindness matter in creativity? Because reputation spreads faster than work. Your attitude can open or close doors. Florence Nightingale didn't seek fame, she sought to heal. During the Crimean War, she worked tirelessly in rough hospitals, tending to soldiers with skill and quiet compassion. At night, she walked the wards with a lamp, earning the name the Lady with the Lamp. Her care wasn't loud, but unforgettable. Stories of her kindness spread across nations and changed how the world saw nursing and public health. Her legacy proves true influence isn't always in speeches or power, it's in compassion that echoes far beyond its moment. Lesson: be kind. Generosity compounds just like skill. Chapter 9: Be boring. It's the only way to get work done. Why should I live a boring life if I want extraordinary results? Because greatness comes from quiet consistency. Habits are the soil where genius grows. Ludwig van Beethoven, one of history's greatest composers, lived by routine. Every morning he counted exactly 60 coffee beans, brewed his cup, and sat down to compose for hours. Even as he lost his hearing, he never abandoned this rhythm. That steady discipline anchored him, while his music soared with passion. Beethoven's story proves genius doesn't come from chaos. It comes from quiet, relentless consistency. Lesson: boring routines build space for brilliant breakthroughs. Now reflect on this. Are your daily routines helping your creativity grow, or are they keeping you distracted and inconsistent? Chapter 10. Creativity is subtraction. Why limit myself when I want to be more creative? Because constraints sharpen focus. Less gives clarity and direction. Ludwig Mies van der Rohe didn't change architecture by adding more. He did it by stripping away. Born in 1886, trained as a stonemason's son, he grew up valuing structure and material. After World War I, with scarcity everywhere, he embraced minimalism, not as luxury, but as necessity. His radical belief, less is more. From the Barcelona Pavilion's clean lines to New York's Seagram building, Mies showed that beauty comes from essentials, not excess. Constraints weren't obstacles, they were fuel. His minimalist vision reshaped not just architecture, but design, fashion, and even the way we build digital spaces today. Lesson: constraints aren't limits, they're your creative allies. And that wraps up Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, a book that reminds us that creativity isn't about waiting for original genius. It's about remixing, experimenting, and daring to share. And if you'd love to dive deeper, explore more book summaries at www.readwithjoy.in or email us for a physical copy. From Shakespeare borrowing old tales, to Mary Shelley writing Frankenstein, to Beethoven's disciplined routines, we see the same truth. Creativity belongs to those who start, persist, and share. So let me ask you, are you waiting for perfect inspiration, or will you start creating with what you have right now? If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a spark of creative inspiration. Thanks for watching. From Read with Joy. See you in the next one.